No one could have predicted what happened with me.
It was unfortunate because Terry didn't deserve that. A lot of what the media reported were rumors, unsubstantiated rumors.
Terry Fator won America's Got Talent in 2007 and signed a $100 million Vegas contract that should have been a fairy tale ending. But behind the puppets and standing ovations, something dark was building. Elder abuse allegations from his own mother. A sister was found dead in his bedroom after lying there for days.
My entire career before I went on America's Got Talent, people just did not take me seriously. I was performing at county fairs and elementary schools, and I was living paycheck to paycheck, so I did have those moments where I thought, should I quit? I mean,
Nearly $1 million stolen right under his nose. The ventriloquist who made America laugh was living a nightmare nobody saw coming. What really happened to AGT's biggest winner? Buckle up, because this story gets ugly. From nobody to national star.
I went into the audition of America's Got Talent. I was 42 years old, thinking, this is it. I don't know if I'm ever going to get another shot at this.
Picture this. May 2007. Terry's performing at a county fair near Houston, and the only person watching is a 12-year-old kid. One person. That's it. At 42 years old, Terry was done. He'd spent decades chasing a dream that was slipping through his fingers. Then came AGT. June 19, 2007. Terry walked on stage and Judge David Hasselhoff literally said, "Oh no, a ventriloquist," before he even opened his mouth.
You know, you didn't have to come back and compete on this show. Why did you?
Well, because, 15 years ago, I started to inspire people. Now I've got a whole new set of audience and fans out there to inspire. We got to keep inspiring.
The judges looked annoyed. The audience wasn't expecting much. But then Terry pulled out his puppet, Emma Taylor, and sang At Last by Etta James. Jaws dropped. The theater erupted. By the end of the season, Terry Fator became the first ventriloquist to ever win America's Got Talent. By 2009, he signed a jaw-dropping 5-year, $100 million deal with the Mirage. Nobody from nowhere was now headlining Vegas. But that's when everything started falling apart. The marriage that exploded.
And I don't know where my dad is now, but if he could see my wife, he would see I hit the jackpot. I don't want to mess up your hair. No,
Terry and his wife Melinda had gambled everything on his AGT dream. They maxed out every credit card they had, drained their bank account to zero, borrowed money from friends just to keep going. Melinda even quit her job to help Terry prepare for the competition. They were all in. When Terry won, he bought Melinda a massive wedding ring with the prize money. It looked like a happy ending.
As I began to get more successful, I began to look at the marriage and realize the only reason it lasted that long was because I was gone all the time. We didn't really have anything in common. We didn't really like being together. It just was like, this is just not going to work.
But barely 2 years later, in February 2010, Melinda filed for divorce. Terry claimed she had gone out on him, refused to have children, and pushed his family away. The split was messy and public. Then came the bombshell that shocked everyone. One single day after the divorce was finalized on November 3, 2010, Terry married Taylor Makakoa, his 22-year-old stage assistant. Terry was in his mid-40s. Taylor was barely old enough to drink. People immediately started whispering. How long has this been going on? Was Terry cheating during his marriage? The timing felt suspicious, calculated, wrong. And the age gap made it even worse. The political puppet that divided America.
A world-famous attorney, Barry Fabulous.
Hello, gorgeous. And no, I wasn't talking to you.
Oh, okay.
In March 2009, Terry announced himself as a conservative by making jokes about how scary Barack Obama was when the new president had a 70% approval rating. His political material divided audiences immediately. Then, in 2011, Terry introduced Barry Fabulous, a gay puppet character. Barry had spiky blonde hair, sculpted brows, a shiny blue silk shirt, and gold chains. He was described as a fabulous man who considers himself the hip-hop Liberace. Critics called it an offensive stereotype comedy. The Las Vegas Weekly wrote that they feared Terry would try scoring cheap laughs off his middle America audience at the expense of gays. Terry earned a reputation for being a homophobe, misogynist, and bigot through his Mirage residency. The wholesome AGT winner image was crumbling fast. The sister who died in his home.
It's so funny how, funny is a bad word, it's ironic, or I don't know what the word, I don't know what the word is, but when, you hear about it and it's across the ocean, you still feel a sense of sadness.
This is where things get really dark. Terry's sister Deborah allegedly moved in with him in May 2015. 6 months after reconciling, and 6 weeks after Terry moved his sister to Las Vegas to live with him, she was found dead in her bedroom at his home. She lay dead in her bedroom for 36 hours and possibly up to 3 days before being discovered. Terry refused to answer questions about what happened. His mother became suspicious and demanded answers. Terry wouldn't meet with her or explain the days before Deborah died. The mystery around his sister's death would haunt him for years. His mother accuses him of elder abuse.
I think it impacts us in a way of just that I think we're going to come together and be stronger from this, and for
4 years after Deborah's death, in January 2019, Terry's 74-year-old mother, Marie, did something unthinkable. She filed a lawsuit in federal court accusing him of elder abuse, bullying, and harassment. The complaint stated that Marie wanted to terminate any and all parental ties and relationship with Terry. The allegations were brutal. Marie claimed Terry used his wealth and the legal system to defame, bully, torment, harass, and intimidate her to obstruct and prevent his mother from investigating the death of her daughter in his home. In February 2015, Terry allegedly fired his mother, cut her off financially, and shut off her cell phone after she had undergone several surgeries and was suffering from stress-related heart failure.
There are hundreds of stories of heroism and people who rushed into gunfire to help save others, and people who threw themselves over their loved ones to save them.
He even sued her for $50,000. Marie asked the court for $1.4 million for elder abuse and wanted Terry to donate $200,000 to a charity for abuse victims that she started. Terry's response? He called the allegations baseless and claimed it was an attempt to obtain financial gain from it. His rep revealed that in 2017, a court had issued a restraining order against Marie prohibiting her from having contact with Terry or appearing within 250 yards of his residence. The manager who controlled everything.
I mean, what a surreal life I've had because, all the people, many of the people that I just idolized as a kid, Jerry Lewis came to my show, and literally in the middle of my show, he stands up and he looks at the crowd and he goes, "That man is a genius,"
While Terry's family was imploding, his business life wasn't much better. In November 2009, Terry filed a complaint charging that his manager, John McEntee, engaged in fraud by writing the Mirage contract to benefit himself. The contract was between Mirage and McEntee's company, TEI Entertainment, not between Mirage and Terry directly. Terry was essentially working for his own manager. McEntee negotiated himself a 20% cut of revenue as producer, while Terry had to pay all production costs from his already reduced share. Worse, Terry charged that, commencing in December 2007, McEntee seized control of virtually every aspect of Terry's professional and personal life. The lawsuits dragged on and cost Terry millions, the $1 million theft.
However, I've never had a show like that. And the reason is when you sing, you've got guaranteed material that people are absolutely going to love, because when you're doing songs that everybody loves, and if I'm doing it in the voices of the people that they love, there's no possible way it can fail. And
if you thought things couldn't get worse, hold on. In September 2023, Las Vegas police arrested Vincent Souza, Terry's former treasurer, for his company Puppet Boy Entertainment. The charges? Stealing nearly $1 million from Terry. Souza faced 4 counts of theft for embezzling money through business credit cards and giving himself unauthorized salary increases. He went from making $150,000 in 2015 to $200,000 in 2017 without Terry's approval. But here's the really insane part. In 2020, Souza fired Terry's entire office staff, including himself. His reason? The company was no longer financially solvent. Think about that. The guy who was actively stealing Terry's money fired everyone because there wasn't enough money left. And during that same year, Souza was using the company credit card for unauthorized vacations to Hawaii, Europe, and Disneyland, living his best life on Terry's dime while the business he was robbing collapsed around him. The betrayal was complete. The painful confession.
I was given horrible advice. I was told that my fans would abandon me if I announced that I was separated and filing for divorce and getting divorced. So we hid it for months and months and months.
Years later, Terry finally opened up about how bad things really got. Once I got all the fame and the fortune and got all of my dreams to come true, everything around me collapsed. The divorce, the lawsuits, the family warfare. It was destroying him from the inside. I even wrote an email to some of my business partners and I was like, look, I don't know how much more I can do this. He was standing on stage every night making people laugh while secretly falling apart. Nobody in the audience had any idea. Terry also revealed the trauma from his childhood. His father had extreme religious beliefs and developed what Terry called a messianic narcissistic complex, where he began to believe that he was Christ on earth. Living with his father was like being trapped in a cult. They haven't spoken in 15 years. The wounds from his past never healed. They just got buried under fame and money. Where Terry stands now.
People look at us and it's really easy to judge, and I think it's human nature. So we just live our lives and we hope that eventually people will learn to accept us.
The fall from grace has been brutal to watch. Terry's show started at the massive 1,365-seat Terry Fator Theater at the Mirage. Then it moved to the 1,261-seat Zumanity Theater. Then it got bumped down to Liberty Loft, a second-floor banquet space above a sports bar with only 350 seats. From headlining one of the biggest theaters on the Strip to performing in what's basically a conference room. Even the Terry Fator store at the Mirage got replaced. By what? A shop selling Kim Kardashian's underwear. That's how far he fell. When Terry moved to the Zumanity Theater, Christopher Kenny, creator of the show's original host character, called Terry Fator performing on that stage a crime scene. Casino insiders reported Terry's rude behavior towards staff, especially security guards. He allegedly went absolutely postal after finding an unknown car in his parking spot. Security got so fed up, they started filling his spot with orange traffic cones just to mess with him. In 2024, Terry launched a new show at the Strat Hotel. He's still out there, performing, but the damage is done. The elder abuse allegations, the mysterious death of his sister, the political controversies, the embezzlement scandal, the destroyed family relationships. Terry Fator won America's Got Talent and signed a $100 million contract. But he lost almost everything that actually mattered in the process. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was Terry a victim of his own success, or did he bring this on himself? If this story shocked you, smash that like button and subscribe because we've got more untold AGT stories you won't believe.